Okay. I mean, you never know.
Should we call now? I'm going to call later. Should I call now? I'm going to call now. Call now? No,
I think you
later.
guys
No,
should
not
call
right
later.
now. Don't call.
You guys should call later.
Call later. Call shortly.
Yeah. Call right later. All right. Here it is, Brian. Presented to you in full stereoscopic sound.
Stereoscopic sound.
Stereoscopic sound. All right. Here it is in 3, 2, 1.
911, what's your emergency?
I think somebody broke into my house in my living room.
Okay, stay where you are. We're going to send someone over right now.
Hang on, I'm investigating.
You do not have to do that.
Oh, this ain't no man, it's a dog, and I hate dogs.
If there's a dog, it could be rabid. Do not approach it.
I'm approaching the rabbit dog now.
Do not approach the dog.
I think it's a labradoodle.
Hello, Scott. Hello.
The morning stream. 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 The morning stream.
The Morning Stream, desperately working off a pile of parking lot tacos since 2011.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the show. That's right. It's TMS, your friend in the morning, your usual pal, your regular schmegular.
Regular schmegular.
Yep, right up there, ready to serve you on a daily basis with Scott Johnson and Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Scott. How are you?
I'm in a good mood today. I
Good.
don't know why. I just am.
Well, Wednesday, we're it's the hump. We're at the top. We're the apex of the week. If you look at the weekdays as a two halves of a equilateral triangle,
Yeah.
then we're at the tippy top.
Yeah. Just the tip. That's where we're at.
Just the tip. That's right.
I should be a little melancholy because found out yesterday that Carter, after a long hunt for an appropriate place at the price she wanted, she finally found a apartment she likes, and will be moving out in a week, something like that.
Wow!
Yeah,
jeez,
very quickly.
That's quick.
Yeah, it's a good deal though, and it's as always the best deals come through people. You end up knowing somebody who knows somebody who people are leaving and they have already got really locked low rent for downtown. She wants to be downtown, so
Nice.
she's got this awesome place. It used to be a motor pool, and now it's a place to live.
A motor pool like the one that Rizzo used to manage on MASH.
Kinda like that. Oh, it's funny you brought up MASH. How fortuitous.
I know.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Nice job.
You and I have very different opinions on the whole kids moving out situation.
I mean, look, Carter and I are I'm close to all my kids, but
You are.
Carter and I have lots of connective tissue. We're just very creatively in similar places. She's a lot like me, and I feel a connection to her that I don't necessarily. I feel it with all the kids, but in her case, when it goes away, it kind of hurts a little bit. It's a little painful. So this is going to be a hard one.
Let's just put it. Carter's your favorite. Let's just put it out there.
I can't say that.
Let's just put it out there.
I can't say that because I actually don't feel that way. But you know what I mean. Like there's just something there's something there. There's a kindred spirit. Literally, she's kin. But there's something there that just makes it so. I could work with her, for example. I could. Right. She could join Frog Pants at full time, and it would make complete sense and wouldn't be weird. Like it's just,
right. I mean, you guys have the connection via the art. I know Taylor's also very creative. I know Nick's also very creative, and you have connections with Taylor and Nick as well. But I think the fact that the two of you do art together kind of brings you closer together, and not necessarily closer than the other kids, but you guys have a kind of a unique bond.
Yes, and there's a proximity thing, and I'm also very protective of her, and all this sort of stuff all comes together.
Sure.
So it made it a little bit hard, a bit of news to hear. Except I'm excited for her too at the same time, so it's a little mixed. But anyway, it's gonna be good. She's taking her cat with her, so I'm actually excited about that because Deckard Cain's a pain in my ass. That cat is a huge
really?
pain. Yeah, he's just a grumpy, pissy, cranky cat that's not fun, and he's not loving and not he doesn't curl up with you or do any of that fun stuff. All he does is stalk the dogs, and that's it. That's his job. He stalks the dogs and poops in his thing, and that's it. That's his job.
Well, that's good though. I mean, the latter you do want him to poop in. I'm assuming by thing you mean the litter box.
Yeah, his litter box. Yeah,
good.
the litter
Not
box.
a-
Yeah. Thankfully,
Not a
that is-
backpack.
No.
His bag. He poops in his backpack.
Although, don't give him any ideas because he's such a jerk. He might do it.
You might do it.
Yeah, so that'll be good. It's fine. It's good, and she's excited. And she got a really killer deal on a place that's just perfectly located, and
Wow, that's cool.
it's this awesome converted. Like I said, it was a motor pool in 1926. That's how old it is. And then it was completely remade into like these condo-y style apartment things in the last couple of decades, and it's very, very cool. So
That's
it's
cool.
exactly
That's
what she
really nice.
wants. Super artsy fartsy, all that stuff. It'll be good. Anyway, so there's that, Brian.
Cool.
Got that off my chest. Speaking of MASH, because you brought up MASH.
I did.
Let's talk about MASH for a second. Now I know it's been a while. We used to talk a lot about MASH.
Right when you were binging it for the third or fourth time.
Yeah, yeah. Like no kidding. Like it was. And speaking of MASH, Carter's a giant MASH fan. But anyway, MASH is on my mind again, partly because I found this great list of weird facts about MASH. Most of these I didn't know, and
Okay.
so I'm going to share them with you, and we'll see what we think of these. So here are 17 things you didn't know about MASH.
Oh, all right, good.
You
Let's-
know-
I'll be the judge of that, Scott.
The Mobile Army Surgical Hospital, right? That was the name of that show.
That's correct. Yes.
All right, so here's the deal. Number one, Alan Alda, who played Hawkeye famously, and Jamie Farr were both in the Army. They both served in the U.S. Army.
Wow.
I didn't know this.
I didn't know that either. There. Okay, so off to a good start. First thing that we didn't know, confirmed. Did
Yep.
not know that.
Alda was a Army Reserve for 6 months in Korea, so in the actual war that he then portrayed later. Jamie Farr enlisted and was stationed in Japan when Red Skelton requested his services on the USO tour through Korea, so that's how he got into show business. And then Wayne Rogers, who played Trapper John McIntyre, joined the U.S. Navy for a time as a ship navigator. And also Mike Farrell, B.J. Honeycutt, served in the U.S. Marine Corps.
Wow.
Crazy.
That is crazy.
All right, so there's that.
That's really cool. So actually, I mean, Alan Alda really was in Korea. That's the craziest part.
Isn't that nuts? It was only 6 months, but still, that's just like,
Yeah.
I never knew that. That was total news to me. Number two, McLean Stevenson, who played Henry, Colonel Henry Blake.
Henry Blake.
He auditioned for Hawkeye. Did you know that?
Did not know that, and that would have been a very different show had he gotten that role.
Yeah.
I don't know if because the one thing about Alan Alda, he pulls off conniving, not really conniving, but strategic, clever, witty, very well.
Sure.
I don't think McLean Stevenson would have been able to pull off that same kind of act.
No,
you know?
and he was perfect as Henry, so it was the right.
He was.
It was the right
Yeah.
call. Also, let's see here. Oh, comedian Robert Klein. Do you remember him?
I do remember Robert Klein.
I think you and I might be the only ones.
Right.
I don't think a lot of modern people know who Robert Klein is. Comedians do. They all sort of respect that dude.
Sure,
But
sure.
anyway, he turned down the role of Trapper John. So that's another weird deal. He turned that down.
Okay.
He probably should have taken it if I was him. I think that would have been just a good way to make sure you didn't have to do stand-up into your 70s or whatever. You could just
Right,
make MASH
right.
money. Larry Gelbart wrote the pilot in 2 days for $25,000. So that's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's pocket change compared to what you get now for a TV pilot.
That's right. Klinger was supposed to only be in one episode, but they liked him. And
Oh,
also the original idea is that he was supposed to be gay, and that was his way to get out of the Army.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because that used to be a thing. They changed it to a heterosexual who cross-dresses to try to get himself kicked out of Korea. Allegedly, Klinger's character was influenced by comedian Lenny Bruce's claim that he got discharged from the Navy for claiming to have homosexual tendencies. So it's based on that. A thing of its time, you
Interesting.
guys. Thing of its time.
Yeah, exactly. That would have, that would have been back in the 70s. Gay characters were played on so many stereotypes. Were very flamboyant or very, it didn't seem to move things forward. I'm trying to think of like the first one that I remember that actually was a positive gay character was probably Billy Crystal on Soap, right? I mean, he was
Oh, right, yeah. The last prominent one where it was treated
not as a parody or not as a
right.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good way to describe it, but basically not where the gay wasn't turned. The fact that they were gay was not turned into a joke.
Right. But then you'd have it again, like Will and Grace is just nothing but gay jokes, right? Kind of.
Dice Dominguez says Three's Company was there. I mean,
oh yeah, because he was supposed
Jack
to be
Tripper
gay.
wasn't gay.
No, but
he was.
But the two landlord people thought were told he was gay, and that's how he got to stay with the girls. Remember?
Exactly, and so he had to play that up, and the fact that his acting gay was treated as a joke, not a positive thing.
Right, definitely not positive. Gay stereotypes were not treated well.
Like his way of getting Mr. Furley to leave the apartment was to come on to him, basically.
Yeah, it doesn't count as a positive. Positive at all, I'm afraid. Wayne Rogers, who did play Trapper John, was able to leave the show because he never signed a contract. He never had a deal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Just said, I'm out.
Yeah. He said the problem was that he never signed a contract, objecting to the standard contract given to TV actors when they started playing Trapper John, in particular the morals clause, which he considered antiquated. Rogers said that aside from missing the cast and his friendship with Alda in particular, he had no regrets about leaving the show after season 3. So there's that. Alda was the only actor who was aware of Henry Blake's fate until moments before shooting the final scene. Oh,
That's cool. I like it when they do stuff like that. Like when they do season finales and they don't tell the cast about some big bombshell that's going to get dropped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they can get genuine reactions. I like that.
Totally. I like that too. Here's a good one. The writers ran out of names. So here's what they said. During season 6, there's an episode that features 4 Marine patients named after the 1977 California Angels infield. Throughout season 7, the patients were named after the 1978 Los Angeles Dodgers. Ken Levine didn't just use baseball player names, though. In Goodbye Radar, Radar's new girlfriend was named after one of Levine's former lady friends, Patty Haven. I don't know if they ran out of names. They just were getting creative about where they were pulling names.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's the way George Lucas came up with names like, oh, he looks like a box. I'm going to call him Box. It's like, they just come from inspirational places, whatever.
How about this one? The series finale is still, to this day, the most watched episode of television in American history. Nothing has ever beaten it, including the finale of MASH or Lost, of anything. Nothing has come as close.
Which doesn't surprise me because the you look at 1983, things were starting to get fragmented. We didn't just have our local NBC, CBS, ABC. We had Fox. We were starting to get cable. Everything was kind of getting fragmented and split. And now, anything that has the ability to pull in that many people, is not going to. It's just not going to be able to pull in that many people because there's so many different options for people to watch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, totally, I get it. Like that was the end. That was the beginning of the end of the 3 network lifestyle that we all had. I don't think Fox came till later though, right? When did they come?
No, it was after 83.
Like 90 or something?
85. Oh no, I thought I thought that was still in the 80s.
You might be right. Let's see. Fox Broadcasting Company. Now I just have a weird memory that it was later. Oh, here it is. Founded in 86. There you go.
86.
Yep.
Okay.
You're totally right. That was launch date 33 years ago, on-air operations. Oh, technically it opened. Technically nothing until 87, but still.
Okay.
They were founded the year before. I'm trying to see what was the first show. What'd they do? What'd they show us?
It was The Masked Singer.
Let's see. Announced its 4th television network.
The big hit of 1987.
I'm looking. Yeah, I don't. Oh, here we go. They officially debuted with a soft launch at 11 p.m. Eastern on Pacific Time on Thursday, October 9th. In 86, the inaugural program was the late night talk show The Late Show, which hosted. Oh, that was that Joan Rivers deal.
Oh, right. Jeez.
And that
when did Arsenio Hall's deal start? Was that in the 90s?
That was in the 90s.
It would have had to have been, yeah.
Yeah, early 90s though. because Clinton was on there before he got elected.
Right. Was Chevy Chase's week-long talk show on Fox?
Yeah, I don't remember. That was so bad, though.
Yeah.
Hold on. Chevy Chase talk show. I got to remind myself here because that was real bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was so bad.
You could just tell he didn't want to do it. Like, what was he
No,
doing?
I mean, why do you have a talk show starring somebody who clearly hates people?
Yeah.
And is known for hating people?
Yeah, it was horrendous. Okay, here was the Chevy Chase show. Let's see, 45 to 48 minutes. I can't find the... Oh, here we go. Original release, September 7th, through October 1st. Oh, man. 19...
All right, he had a month.
It was 93. So 93 was that effort. And they started off okay. Had Goldie Hawn, Whoopi Goldberg, Jason Priestley, Harry Anderson, Martin Short, Kathleen Turner.
Sure.
But by the end... All right. They
So we
had
start to
guests.
see like celebrity guests kind of fall off, and
Yeah. Like, remember what year it is. So 93. Burt Reynolds was on their second to last week. I'm sorry, their last official week had Burt Reynolds, the Canadian Brass, Dan Fogelberg.
Dan Fogelberg,
Yeah.
who was such a hot property in the 90s.
Yep. Jim Varney.
93.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Jim Varney, probably,
Sure. Still riding on that.
hitting somewhat of a peak in 93, yeah.
His Ernest Goes to Jail fame. And then the last week, which they had slated guests for the final episode, was Elizabeth Ashley and Don Rickles, but it never aired.
Wow.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad. Oh,
That
and
is really
they
bad.
had fewer than, let's see, late show. Oh, they'd been promised that the show was going to have 5 to 6 million viewers every night. By contrast, the Late Show with David Letterman, that's Late Night with David Letterman. Or no, that was after he'd already moved. Late Show had fewer than 4 million for their advertisers, so they were barking up a tree.
Huh.
Cornelius Productions for 20th Century Fox Television. It doesn't say what. Oh, it is Fox. It was Fox.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
okay.
shit.
Thought it was.
It's a shitty idea.
By the way, this I love Mental Floss. By the way,
Yeah.
Number 11 series lasted longer than the Korean War. I knew that.
Yeah.
3 spin-offs. We knew that
Yeah.
because we watched the pilot, or we watched the opening credit sequence of Walter, the Radar O'Reilly becomes a cop show.
Yeah. I watched the whole thing for autopilot. It's bad. It's very bad. Don't watch it. I would
That's
highly
funny.
recommend against it.
And I want to say, and it's funny, it's not mentioned in the list here, but there was a anachronism where was it that they were talking about King Kong, or no, was it King Kong? Godzilla?
I don't know.
There was something where they brought up something that hadn't come out yet, that happened after the Korean War. I want to say Godzilla was, way earlier though.
I thought
in
Godzilla
Japan.
was like the mid to
The
late
40s,
50s.
50s or something?
It was definitely
Yeah.
50s, but I don't remember when in the 50s because this war was in the 50s also.
Yeah, was it a mention of Elvis?
Maybe. Is it a music thing maybe?
Maybe, I don't know. There was some anachronism.
I like when they do that.
I do too. And
Those are
get,
screw ups I can
caught.
get behind. Yeah. I like that a lot. I like this one about Radar. His teddy bear was sold at auction and then returned to him. That's very sweet.
Oh, I didn't know it got returned to him. I remember it being in the Smithsonian, or I think it was Smithsonian. I guess I could look at this article.
Says Berghoff says Radar's teddy bear had been lost for 30 years until it suddenly turned up in an auction in 2005. A medical student bought it for $11,500. Geez, how are you paying for your medical student loans and also buying a teddy bear for $11,000? Anyway, then he promptly sold it back to Berghoff. Doesn't say for how much, but Berghoff now owns that bear again, I guess. Sleeps with it.
That's cool.
My understanding.
Really?
Yeah.
And does it replace one of his fingers?
No, he's just laying there, every
Yeah.
day. And still holds a clipboard in the left hand so no one knows he's missing fingers or whatever is wrong with his hand.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, so there was a in the episode Der Tag, Radar is sleeping with not only his teddy bear, but a copy of the Avengers
Oh, cool.
comic book, which was not created until 1963. The same episode, they hold up a package of Fig Newtons, which has packaging from the 1970s.
Nice.
Let's see.
They had a whole
Maybe It's
episode.
Cold Outside. Sun Valley Serenade. They show a movie.
Oh, that hadn't come out yet.
No, the movie had come out, but they just talk about a figure skater who had not done a triple axel or some garbage like that. Let's see. There it is. Yeah, here we go. Springtime. Radar, who we've established as a time traveler, again slips up and reveals himself when he mentions tonight's movie is the firstborn of Godzilla. However, the massive monster did not make his debut until Ishiro Honda's 1954 film, Godzilla.
He is a time traveler.
That's right.
I like it. So that's
There
how
you
he
go.
could always tell that the helicopters were coming before everybody else. He was actually traveling in time a few seconds
Right.
ahead.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Love stuff like that.
I
There's
do
a
too.
lot in this list. Jeez.
I'm sure there are. I'll bet if you take any historically sensitive time setting for a TV show, I'll bet they all screw up all the time.
Totally.
Right.
I remember there was this episode of Game of Thrones where Sansa Stark was drinking out of a Starbucks cup.
Yeah. She was vaping in a scene too, I think.
She was vaping.
Yeah.
That's right. And that particular flavor of Jewel Pod had not come out
Yeah.
before that.
Before that time in this fictitious
Before
world.
that time period, yeah.
Yeah. The one I remember the most, and I'll never forget, was when I noticed in the theater in Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, when they're leaving the Shire, there's a wide shot, and there's a truck driving way over there.
Really?
Yeah. They've taken it out, so you can't see it in the... Maybe the DVDs have it, but the Blu-rays
No, the elves
definitely
have
don't.
trucks. The elves drove trucks.
Yeah, they were into their trucks. They've been there a long time. They'd really advanced past the rest of
Really had, yes.
Middle
exactly.
Earth. Yeah, that's true. But if you ever catch that, it's great. It's hard to find it. I think it's on YouTube.
Love
You can
it.
see it. But I remember thinking, it shouldn't be there. That's a truck.
Yeah.
That's somebody driving around New Zealand. That's no good. Just out picking up melons.
Melons?
Don't mind me picking up melons. Anyway. All right. Well, that's all well and good. What's up now is you guys, prizes, and fun with our good buddy Randy, who's sitting in for Dunaway today, who apparently has meetings or something.
He has he's going to the chiropractor for a back problem.
Oh, a back problem, eh?
Yes.
I've had that recently as well.
He's come back too many times to Battle Royale, and as a result, his back is aching.
Nailed it. Now this. Oh, that didn't work. Hold on. There it is. Welcome, everybody, to the program. Our lovely stand-in. He's not quite Brian Dunaway, but neither is Brian Dunaway quite like Randy Deluxe. Hi, Randy.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
Oh, good morning.
Hello. Good to hear you, man.
Yeah, how are
It's
you?
good to hear you. Happy New Year, my friends.
Thank you.
Yeah, to you too.
You're back from your long trip to Canada. You're back here in the States, enjoying the
I
beautiful
am.
Southern California weather. How's that all
I
going?
used my body to process a couple of liters of Scotch while I was there.
Oh,
Hopefully all at once, right? Just one
yeah.
big binge.
It's amazing how if you like you can have a modest amount of a beverage, but if you do it every day for weeks,
That's
geez,
trouble.
You're like, whoa, that was a lot.
Do you still? I mean, you used to have brands that you would recommend, brandy brands, or not brandy, Scotch brands. Do you still have
Oh,
one?
absolutely.
Do you like? What do you tell people when they say they need a good recommendation?
So I like scotches from Isla, which a lot of people pronounce Islay, Islay, as it's an island in Scotland, right?
Yeah.
And that's my region, and they make them smoky there.
Yeah.
And so I like them all. Like pretty much everything coming out of that island. There's a bunch. I like Ardbeg and Lafroig and Lagavulin and so on.
When you say smoky, how do they do that? Do they actually?
They literally light the barrels on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously. And then put it out. They don't burn the whole barrel away, but they put enough char on the barrel that it imparts a smoke taste into the Scotch.
That's very.
They do it before
weird.
they put the Scotch in. Otherwise, boom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I feel like I should have known that. I don't know why I didn't know that, but that's interesting. And would you compare? Is it like smoking meat? Is it that sort of thing, or is that a bad?
Not really. That's the thing. Like people who don't like smoky Scotch will taste the least smoky Scotch and go, "Ooh, no, it's too much."
Yeah.
But actually, it's not. There's not much there. It's a hint, an idea of smoke is there.
An idea of smoke. I like this. All right. Well, chat room, if you want to talk to the smokiest gentleman we have in our lives, call us 801-471-0462. You could be a winner today. We're going to do a contest. I have no idea what our topic is. Brian keeps those close to the vest until we go right for it.
My vest right here.
Yeah.
I look in there and just peek and get it out of there.
Yeah. So far, no takers on the call.
It's in your clothes?
Yeah.
That's
It's
weird.
in my clothes, yeah.
Like a good smoked Scotch, it's in his clothes.
That's right.
Brian sets himself on fire, but only just to char his outer shell.
Just a char, yeah.
Just a little bit of a char. It's not a problem. For some reason, go ahead.
I just realized, Scott, I just want to talk to you so bad about Modern Warfare, and we can't. We don't have time right now.
Well, at
but
the
I just
moment,
want to talk about
until
this
call comes in, actually we do. So I'll say this about Modern Warfare. I was really into the original. I like Call of Duty all the way back to the old 90s PC game, but I like Call of Duty 2 quite a bit. 3 was fine, but when Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare hit in 2006 or 7, whatever it was, it was life-alteringly good. It was like, whoa, wait a minute. First-person shooters with, like, RPG-style progression in them, and not just overall account stuff, but also, like, in the game I'm progressing. That's insane. Nobody had done that. That was, like, brand new, and it deserved the accolades it got for literally changing shooters forever. They just straight up did. And I played it a ton, like out of control, couldn't stop playing, and got lots of muscle memory for it, and loved it. And then kind of just sort of over the years fell off a little bit because there's one every year and they're all a little samey, and you're kind of like, well, all right, I've done that, I don't need to do that.
What's funny is before it, they were all getting samey in this old like World War I way, right? Mm-hmm. Like you were like, okay, I see. These games are gonna always be kind of the same. Mm-hmm. And then after it, they're all kind of the same for a while.
Yeah, they kind of are. And I understand it. It's also what the fans want, so you keep making what people want, and it's fine. And it, you take your break and you don't play it for a while. And I actually liked like Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare. I thought those were fun, like futuristic versions, and it was just an interesting place to go. But a lot of people are like, hey, when are we going to get back to what these games originally were? And man, oh man, have they done it with this new one. They've killed it with this, and I don't know how or why, but I'm completely back in and completely hooked on it again, and actually competing now and having fun and winning games and getting on scoreboards up high, first and second place in a couple of cases yesterday, which are insane to me. It's wild, man. The game is back, like in a huge way.
And I was thinking about this. Like I was trying to look through, like, what did I note over the years as my favorite Call of Duty games? Mm-hmm. And I could only find 2 where I was like posting online or emailing people and saying, okay, this is really good. Yeah. And that was Black Ops 2 in 2012 and then Black Ops 3 in 2015. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So you would think that last year, the previous game, Black Ops 4, would have been the one that caught me, and it didn't at all.
No, it didn't me either. I mean, it was all multiplayer anyway, which is one thing. But secondly, it just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't have the sticking or staying power for me at all. And I like I'm a little sick of Battle Royale as a mode. And so that wasn't really doing it for me in last year's game. This thing's just a return to just like fast-paced, crazy round-based modes of multiplayer that I've missed, and also the sound work in this game is insane. It's insane. Like I don't know how they're doing it.
Just the other thing I want to say about the series is that it's caused people to take sides on the studios developing them, right? So like I said, Black Ops 2 and 3, that means that I must love Treyarch, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't like Advanced Warfare or like WW2, mm-hmm. So that means I must not like Sledgehammer, and that's just not fair. Right. Like it's really not fair. Like these games are a little different. It's not the studio per se, right?
Right.
Like from one to another, and like this is we're talking Infinity Ward with this one, right?
Yeah, this isn't back to Infinity Ward this time. Yeah.
And I feel like all the parts, and I was saying this to you yesterday in texts, like all the constituent parts of these games is just top notch on this one.
Yeah.
Like the sound design, the music, the character design and acting and so on and so on.
Yeah, the upgrades to the visuals alone, like the engine alone, are just insane. It feels like a next generation game. So yeah, what you're hearing me right now is do a thing I haven't done in years, which is full-throatedly recommending people buy Modern Warfare. It's very good.
Yeah.
We have a caller on the line. This did finally work. I think there was something up with it for a minute, but it is now here, and we have someone on the line. Hi, who's this?
This is Robin. How are you?
Hi, Robin. How are you?
Robin.
I'm better than yesterday.
Oh, good.
We're all good.
Good. Yesterday is only 2 days ago's today. No, wait. What? That's not the
right.
phrase. That's not how it goes.
Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Yesterday's gone.
Nailed it. There you go.
Gone.
Thankfully,
Robin, where are you from?
She's from here. She's local.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I know this Robin.
Yeah, Jim and Robin. They're just up the
We
road.
love cards from Robin.
Yes. Oh, her cards are amazing. Oh my gosh.
They are.
She makes these amazing like 3D handcrafted cards for like events and stuff, and they're beautiful. You still doing those all the time?
I'm doing them. I haven't had a very good few months, so I haven't done as many, but I am doing them.
All right, well, good.
Good.
I hope that things get better and better for you as the time goes on. But for today, you're going to win some stuff that I'll bet Jim will take right from you prize-wise. He's just going to want them.
That's right.
We'll see how it goes. Brian, why don't
Hey,
you...
that's cool.
All right, cool. Brian, explain how she plays, what she wins, and what our topic
Will
is.
do. I'll give welcome, Robin. So I'm going to be giving Scott and Randy a topic. They're going to go back and forth giving me answers for that topic. Our players are not allowed to Google answers, nor allowed to write down answers that they've used. But if one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win will go to the other player. Your job is to predict who will come out on top based on the topic. Today, you are playing for a couple of Steam games, Awesome Knots and Monaco, What's Yours is Mine, which we tried to give away on Monday, but the person who won it already had it, so they got something else. That was Slucko. So Slucko said, put it back into the pool. So here it is in the pool. Monaco, What's Yours is Mine, and Awesome Knots,
Nice.
which is a really, really good game about tying knots in an awesome way. I think. I'm assuming. I don't know.
Nope, it's nothing like that, but I like your thinking. I like it.
All right. Good. All right. Let's give the guys their topic. They can start thinking about it.
All right.
The topic today comes to us from BarkBox. Last year, they gave us the top. They really gave us like 100 of the top dog names for the year. I'm only looking at the top 50. The top 50 names that people give their dogs according to BarkBox subscribers in 2019.
2019. Okay.
2019.
All right.
So popular dog names. Let's see here. I'm not going to give you any caveats or any mulligans or anything like that. This is fun.
All right.
Okay, so Robin, knowing that that's the topic, who would you like to go first, and who do you think is going to win this one?
Well, this is hard because this is a 50-50 thing.
Yep.
Kind of is, yeah.
So wait. I just want to make sure I understand. This is the most popular used names, like the names that are most registered or something, or this is just the people on this website think these are the best names.
So these are the most used. So BarkBox, when you sign up for their Loot Crate situation, you give them your dog's name, and or so I hear anyway. And they collect these names, and they have the 50 most used, most popular, not the best.
Okay.
Best name for a dog clearly is John Malkovich, but these are the most frequently used names according to BarkBox subscribers.
All right.
So what do you think? Who should start?
I'm gonna let Randy start and Scott win.
Okay.
Okay, Scott, I'm letting you win, so
Thank
I
you.
have high expectations.
Yes, thank you for allowing me to win. Let's see if I can do it. I don't have a ton of confidence in this one, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. But Randy, you begin.
Okay, I begin. And I just want you to know I'm gonna mess this up. I can't. I feel really bad about it. So
So it
I'm
makes
just
this
gonna.
fun.
I am going to name my coworkers' dogs the ones where I know of more than one dog with the same name. That's my only strategy.
All right.
Here.
Okay.
Okay.
Seems like a good
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
So there's lots of dogs named Charlie.
There are a lot of dogs named Charlie, so much so, in fact, that is the number 2 most popular dog name.
Charlie, eh?
Charlie. Yes.
Uh,
Very good for a basset hound.
and we have no mulligans, right?
No mulligans on this one. Nope.
Sophie.
Sophie. Number 21
Oof.
on the list.
It's a little too low for comfort, but okay, I'll take
It's
it.
all right. It's still well within the top 50.
All right.
I'm also out of practice, and I'm in my brain going, now don't say what's already been said.
Right.
Don't
I know.
say
That's
what's already been said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they
Okay.
said one, so okay.
Everybody loves to name their dog Bailey.
Everybody does love to name their dog Bailey. Number 6 on the list is Bailey.
Okay.
What if we get them all? Like what? Like this could take an hour, dude.
It could.
It could.
I don't think it will.
I don't
but
think it will either. How about Buster?
Buster.
Oh, come on.
Buster is not.
Oh my! Dang
And you were worried it would take an hour. No Buster at all.
Can I throw some more guesses at you
Yeah,
just
sure,
based
of
on my
course.
coworkers' dogs' names? Because they're
course.
all the same.
All right.
There are so many people whose dogs are named Daisy, Sadie.
Well, both Scott and
um,
I have a Daisy,
yeah.
and that's number 8.
Oh, I should have said I had a Daisy. I don't have her anymore. but-
Sadie, number 9.
Okay, Bella. There's like 5 dogs in my building named Bella.
Number 1 for 2019. Number 1 most used dog name was Bella.
Really?
Wow. I could have done this for a while, I guess.
Yeah, you had the leg up, especially because you guys have that weird like bring your dog to work every day thing going on at Blizzard. And we don't.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, I didn't think
well,
about
we
that.
have that too, Scott. We can bring our dogs to work
We
every
can,
day.
but I named mine Jim. Speaking of Blizzard, I named mine Jim Raynor and Deckard Kane the cat. Oh, and,
I know.
And
Yeah,
Boomer.
Jim Raynor and Deckard, neither of those surprisingly on the list.
Is,
no Syndragosa, no.
is-
and that's the thing that surprises me. I would think at Blizzard you'd have a lot of dogs named like.
We do, but I wasn't
Arthas.
gonna name them. Arthas is real popular. Nefarian is a dog.
Sure.
The one I was considering guessing later if I was desperate is Winston, because there's like 3 dogs named Winston.
Oh.
It feels like it transcends.
That would
Blizzard.
that would come out of that would be a
That's
transcendent.
the in the Venn diagram of Blizzard names and most popular dog names. That one's in the center of the Venn diagram.
Oh,
Number
wow.
37 on the list. Is
Wow.
Winston.
Can you tell me if so I was going to say oh shoot. I forgot what I was going to say. I had another
I'll
one.
tell you all of them. I
Yeah,
can run
tell
through
us
these
the
real
rest.
quick.
Rip through those, yeah.
Bailey, Bear, Bella, Bentley, Buddy, Charlie, Chloe, Coco, Cooper, Daisy, Dexter, Diesel, Duke, Ellie, Gracie, Harley, Jack, Jax, Jake X, Leo, Lily, Loki, Lola, Lucy, Luna, Maggie, Marley, huge. I'm surprised Marley isn't higher. 46 on the list, but Marley, I seem to know a lot of people with Marley dogs.
Yeah.
Max, Mia, Milo, Molly, Murphy, Nala, Oliver, Penny, Piper, Riley, Rocky, Rosie, Roxy, Ruby, Sadie, Scout, Sophie, Stella, Teddy, Toby, Tucker, Winston, Zeus, and Zoe.
Wow. Oh, Zoe's a good one.
Zoe's a good one.
Yeah,
Number 16 on the list is Zoe.
As you guys know, for a very, very long time, I've had the rubric for developing your own perfect dog name. And all it is any real name that starts with a consonant and ends with the sound E. And then you've got it. Like the
2
dog.
syllables. Yeah.
The dog my closest coworker, Katie Malin, has in our office every day, who sits behind me and constantly sticks his snout under my hand, is Whiskey. It's the perfect name, Whiskey.
That's perfect.
Whiskey's pretty
'cause
good.
You have to be able to go, whiskey.
Yeah.
I thought a couple of weeks ago I was talking to, I can't remember who I was talking to about this, but I think it was when my family was in town. We were talking about dog names. And I thought it would be fun to have 2 dogs, give them exactly the same name, but you say one of you put the emphasis on a different syllable for each dog. So this dog is Bailey, and this dog is Bailey.
Oh my god.
Because the dogs would know, like, Bailey, come and eat, and Bailey would come and eat. And then
Yeah,
you'd have the
it's
other-
like it's like talking Mandarin or whatever. You can
Right, exactly. It's right, plays right into that Far Side cartoon.
It's
Blah 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 blah.
It's where your
And by the-
emphasis is. Yeah. Well
And
done.
by the way, my dog's name is Salty. I did not hear Salty in that list.
Salty is not on the list.
Well, Robin, how do you feel about putting your trust in me today? How does it feel?
Oh, everybody's allowed a pass.
Thank you. Thank you for my pass. Tell Jim he can get these games in some other way. But you did great, and we loved having you on. We'll see you later. Oh, that was loud. All right. Hey, so Randy, I was going to say one other thing to you. What was it? Don't remember. It was something cool.
Were we finished talking about Modern Warfare?
We should play it, is what I was going to say. We should get in there. We should get in there sometime, team up, and just have a little fun. That's all I'm saying. That'd be a good thing. So think about it.
Now I gotta send Brian the special edition and a battle pass and everything, and trick him into.
Oh,
install
sure.
it.
Okay.
Oh, I see. I see how it is. Okay, everybody. Hey, say goodbye to Randy, everybody. Okay. Wait for.
Like he doesn't have any way of contacting me other than on this show.
I know. Like we don't ever have communication throughout the week in other ways. But we appreciate him sitting in for Dunaway. We hope Dunaway's back thing gets popped right back into place. And now, a brief respite of news, and it begins here.
Hi! Breaking news!
All right, Brian, what's the news brought to us by?
My God, wow, that was great. Yeah, the news is brought to you by Coverville today, celebrating the birthday of Michael Stipe, vegan squirrely man and lead singer of the band REM. I don't know if he's really a squirrely man, but he seems like a squirrely man. Anyway, you will hear all of their biggest hits covered by other people, as well as some songs that they've covered. Look for a preponderance of the letter R in their songs.
Nice. That's how I like them. Is when
Like
they're
Me in the
R-ing.
Corner.
Yeah, that me in the corner. Again, even the word spotlight sounds like they put an R in there somehow.
Spartlight.
Yeah, Spartlight. I love REM though. They're one of those bands
I
that
do
just
too.
I never get tired of listening to REM. I could put them on anytime
I never
of the
get
day.
tired of listening to REM. Automatic for the People and before. I'm not a big fan of like the later albums like Up or
Stuff got a little poppy then.
it did get a little poppy and just a little samey, but man, you look at Document and Green. I mean, those are such great albums.
They
so
really are
that's
good.
probably where you're going to see actually a lot of the music focus today is on the stuff I enjoyed. So check out Coverville today, twitch.tv/Coverville, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, and listen along as we listen to some great indie artists cover REM.
Has anyone ever done a cover of What's the Frequency, Kenneth?
Yes.
Yeah.
Somebody has.
Wow.
I don't have a cover of that in today's show, but I did see that there were some covers. Let me see here. That's such a bizarre story behind that song.
Yeah, everything about that song is weird.
Let's see.
Because it's something to do with like Dan Rather and
Yeah, a band called Monsters of Rock covered it in 2011. That one I do have in my library, but I played that on episode 816 of Coverville, so I did not want to reuse it for this one.
Sure. Well, I'm excited to hear this episode because I like REM and I like covers. And I like you.
You'll like the two things in this show then.
Yeah, everything but the host. Just kidding. We like you as well.
Oh, what? Oh.
Look how taken aback he is. Everybody.
I got zinged.
You got so zinged. All right, here's your single story of the day. If we may have time for two. We'll see.
Yeah.
An alarmed neighbor called the police about a woman screaming, "Let me out." That's pretty scary, right? It's scary.
It is. That's scary. Jeez.
Turned out to be a parrot. Wasn't a person at all. Yeah, it was an effing bird. An alarmed neighbor called police after hearing what she thought was a woman screaming, "Help me, help me, let me out." Turned out to be a parrot. 4 sheriff's deputies responded to the residents in Lake Worth Beach in Florida on December 29th.
There's a woman next door that really wants a cracker. Please help this woman. She wants a cracker.
Oh, speaking of which, I don't know if you ever heard this before. I didn't know this until Carter pointed it out to me, but did you know that like crows can mimic people and say stuff? I didn't know
I didn't
this.
know about crows. I was surprised to find out that magpies, and that's kind of this sad video that's getting sent around because of the Australia fires is that there's a magpie that can impersonate the sound of fire truck sirens.
Oh my gosh, that's horrifying.
Yeah, and so somebody's recorded it's.
Oh, I don't like that.
I didn't know magpies could imitate either, but crows, that's scary. Like they're already freaky
weird
enough.
Yeah.
We don't need them being able to impersonate us.
And they kind of have lower, more crusty voices, and so they sound really creepy when they say stuff. Let me see if I can see.
I always come back.
Nevermore. Let's see.
Brandon Lee is alive.
Is it ravens or I guess crows and ravens can do it, but here's a crow doing it. Let's see.
So this is Jet's enclosure for the winter time, and we're gonna go in.
Sounds like a woman even.
Yeah.
Came in as a fledgling. He had a broken
I want to hear the bird talk. Not
had gone to adopt the train parrots to people, and it was and
okay. They didn't show the bird talk at all. That's
oh really? Not through that whole thing.
Yep,
Great.
that sucked. Okay, here's a raven doing it. Okay, whoops. Okay, just a minute. Okay.
Sounds they hear. Mischief, can you say hello?
Hello.
See?
Good bird.
Let's hear it.
There's all sorts
Hello.
of voices.
Let's hear
You
this.
say hi. Hi. Good
Oh,
job.
I don't like it. See, there's something about it. There's something
I know.
about
I want my talking birds to be brightly colored and fun and friendly looking.
Yeah. Not
like characters from the movie Rio. I
Yeah.
don't want them looking like characters from the movie The Crow.
Yeah, exactly. It's like freaking. No, I don't know. Something about it. Something about it really rubs me
We're
wrong.
watching on the wall, bro. There's wildlings coming, bro.
Well, and Rainbow Bright said it right. They sound like real people, and that's what's throwing me. And I know a lot of, they all freak us out that they can do the words at all, but when you have the tone of a human and not like that's different.
Yeah.
It's like, hello. Like, oh shit. What is that?
This one sounds like Gilbert Gottfried.
Yeah, not cool. All right. Anyway, it was a bird. That's the whole story. Hey, check this one out. This Japanese company wants you to have a wearable replica mask of your pet's head. Do you want that? Do you want to have that?
I'd want it briefly to freak out the animal itself.
Okay. Well,
like this is what you sound like. Nah, nah, nah. Bear me more food. Let me go outside and poop.
This is apparently what they're doing. Like the photo on the top of the page shows. Look at that cat.
That is fantastic.
Isn't that great? And look how realistic it is.
Yeah.
It's really freaky.
Except for the eyes.
Yeah. The eyes are like freaked
the
out
eyes
permanently.
Are a little freaky. Yeah.
So here's the few step process. They're wearable and they're terrifying. The process is super simple. They basically just fill out this little website, use some photos and stuff like that, and then they make the replica and they send it to you. Let's see. That's sponsored. Okay. It's not cheap. You want to do this? It's about 300,000 Japanese yen, or in US dollars, $2,712.60 plus shipping.
Yeah, no.
Not going to do it.
No, I'll wear I can wear my animal's real head as a mask for cheaper.
Now, he doesn't mean skin it and wear it. He means he'll just put it up on top of his head, right? You don't.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's
yeah,
what you meant.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, of course. Why would he mean
Rubs
anything
the
else?
friskies on its skin, or else it gets the hose again.
There it is. Anyway, if you got the money, you got the cat head. All right.
Yeah.
Finally, an American tourist, being super dumb, got trapped in a luggage hold in an Israeli bus.
So he went from being an American tourist to being an American tourister.
That's right. Hey ho! He can take a beating and no wait. What's the ones with the gorillas?
Samsonite.
Oh, Samsonite.
Yeah.
I have a clip of Fletcher saying something about Samsonite. The style of Europe. No, how's it go? Hold on. Now I gotta find it.
Oh no. Yeah, find it. I don't know.
Samsonite. Here we go.
The sensation of Europe, now made in America by Samsonite.
There you go.
That's the one.
Yep,
Sure.
I knew I had that. Anyway, this kid, he's 19. He's my son's age. This makes perfect sense. He was trapped in a luggage hold on an Israeli bus while traveling from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. The kid's from New Jersey. Called police from under the moving bus on Saturday night from his cell phone. Police who tracked the bus using GPS stopped the bus about 20 minutes later. The teen had climbed into the spacious end of the bus to remove his suitcase when the door closed with him inside. Oh, that would suck.
Do you think that's just the story he told? I think he's like, I bet I could sneak into this luggage hold. I'm totally gonna stream this.
You're not wrong to be skeptical.
No, man. I was trying to get in there to get my luggage, and I climbed completely inside the luggage handling space and got completely out of sight just because I was trying to get my luggage.
Yep, you're probably right. He says this in a quote: "My heart is pounding fast, but I am fine. I called the police. In the meantime, I'm here among all the bags and suitcases. It's very stressful," says the teen.
Okay.
Brian just is not buying it. I love it.
I'm not buying it.
The skepticism is just leaking
is there
out
a
of
picture
you.
of the kid? Because I like to judge purely on looks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There he is. Yeah,
this
that.
He's looking for clicks, likes, and subscribes.
What? I'm sorry. What was that first word that came out there?
I think the word I said was clicks is what he's looking for. I don't think I said any other word besides clicks with a CK.
Oh, I'm sure we don't have anyone in the community that will go and isolate that, and then we'll find out.
I don't think so at all. I don't think that's.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Oh, yeah. See, so chat, there's the kid. If that's not some jokester 19-year-old, then I'm with Brian on this. I think that guy thought he was being funny, is what I think.
Yeah, exactly.
I said click.
I said click.
All right.
You know, REM does a great cover of the Clicks song Superman that became a big hit for them, but people think it's them originally. No,
I did too.
I am Superman and I can do anything. That's REM. I mean, that's the Clicks originally.
Oh, see, I had no idea. Yeah. I was sure that was REM.
Yeah. No,
I am Superman. No. You know what? That makes sense because the song, even though it's REM-ish, it sounds like maybe it's from somewhere else. So I get that.
Yep.
All right. Let's take a break. When we come back, Tom will be here, we believe. We're trying this. He's at a hotel room in Las Vegas, so we're going to hopefully we have decent connection. That sort of stuff works. So we'll give that a shot in a minute. So he's coming up. Also, after that, Nicole, I assume. Oh, she said yep, so she's in.
Cool.
So lots of stuff.
Hopefully Tom does not have a black light that he can turn on while
in his
while
Vegas
he's in that
hotel.
Vegas hotel room.
Yeah, nobody wants that, especially Tom Merritt.
That's right.
Anyway,
that Blue Ridge John found the clip.
Oh, great. Let's hear it real quick.
All right, let's hear it.
Here we go. I'm going to play this.
He's looking for clicks.
Yep.
What?
Yeah, I think I heard.
That's been doctored. That's a deep fake right there.
Yeah, it was a really rapid deep fake. Well done, guys.
Clearly a deep fake.
All right, we'll take that break now. Let's do a song, though. Okay. Do you have one?
I do. Let's listen to a band that has a brand new album coming out on February 14th. The album is called Mercy, coming out on Sacred Bones Records. This is the first single. You can hear it right now. It's called Children All Over the World. Their band name, not terribly Googleable. Their name is The Men. From their upcoming album, Mercy, here are The Men and Children All Over the World.
I don't like you. I wouldn't go to a rat fight with you. So now you know.
I'm sorry to hear that.
They taste great because they've got great things in them.
Exterminate! Exterminate! This is the Morning Stream.
All right, we're back, everybody. I left that camera shot on you the whole time. Sorry.
Did you? That's fine. Whatever.
I usually put us in a little bit of a logo holding pattern, and I forgot.
Right. Just keep it on me. That's fine. Let people watch me drum on my desk with my Uniball Vision.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it could be worse. You could be a picker. You know, you're not a nose picker.
I could. It's like, camera's off.
Yep. Totally could have happened. You never know.
Go dig deep.
Let's see. We got Tom coming up here from the hotel space that he is in, and I'll play this before he gets here.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wrong one. Let's not play that. Let's play Tom's. Where is it? There it is.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man is Tom Merritt. He is in Las Vegas, and he is consuming all that the Consumer Electronics Show has to offer. Tom, hello.
I have consumed.
I can hear
the entire electronics show.
I can hear it in your voice. I hear there's a little bit of crust going on there.
Seems all consuming.
Yes, it is all consumed.
Oh, all right, I'm going to tell you. He's looking at his room. I'm going to say he's in the, it looks like Bally's?
No.
Oh, shoot.
Dang it.
Where are you then? Or do you want to say? You don't have to
Pointed
say.
towards the window.
I'm about to check out. I'm at the Renaissance.
Ah, the
Renaissance.
Renaissance.
Oh, I never would have guessed the Renaissance.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, if you're in the Central Hall like we are for the broadcast, you either want to be in the Westgate, the Renaissance, or at worst, one of the 17 Marriotts across the street, so you don't have to go far to get
Oh,
there.
yeah, good point.
You don't want to stay down South Strip to get to Las Vegas Convention Center.
We were in the South Hall for CNET one year, and they had us at the Palms.
Oh, jeez.
That's even worse.
That's horrible.
At least if you're in one of the right places, you could monorail to the convention center. But
well, I'm just glad to have you here. I mean, this is a good deal because you're there like in the thick of it, and everybody as we were leading up to this, I had a bunch of people on Twitter and others say, "Hey, Tom's on today, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think we're gonna go for it and get him on." And they say, "Is he going to talk about the proliferation of sex toys at CES this year?" And I said,
"The return of sex toys."
I said, "No, probably not. We're probably going to talk about something else."
We are now, apparently. Yeah. I mean, no, you know, it's funny. That all stems. This is what I consider sort of a tempest in a teapot happening over there on the Twitters and the Reddits and stuff, which is fun for people to speculate about. Last year, there was a to-do about a maker of a sex toy not being allowed to exhibit, and then relenting and letting them exhibit, and then there was not being allowed to win an award, and then relenting and all this stuff. So this year, CTA said, look, we're going to certify certain toys, whether they have a sexual purpose or not, based on the technology. Right. We're going to stop keeping it out. The reason the CTA had kept it out, as far as I can tell, was that there used to be AVN, which was an adult oriented expo at the same time as CES.
Right.
And I think they just didn't want to step on each other's toes, so they drew up some nice thick lines between
or any other parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And AVN isn't happening at the same time as CES anymore. So this is the falling of that wall that is no longer needed. In my
They were tired of people bringing all that tech to the the Adult Movie Awards.
Yeah, they haven't done simultaneous shows for a while now, right? It's been a few years.
No, they haven't. They haven't.
Yeah.
And that left people who had tech in that space nowhere to show during CES. Like it didn't matter to them if they're showing at AVN. They're like, no problem. We'll get people to come over because they'll be in town anyway.
Right.
So this is the first year where everybody's like, ooh, the sex toys have been allowed in. Where are they? Father Robert Balasaire, I run into a couple of times here, says he can't go 50 feet without seeing a sex toy. I personally haven't noticed that. Maybe I'm just not looking. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. But it's funny. This is exactly what I thought your response would be, because the way these blogs have been just like, can you believe, or this and that, and I went, this smells like something Tom would tell me is overblown and probably not exactly what they say it is. So
we were standing in the middle of the Showstoppers press conference. These press conferences like Showstoppers bring in a bunch of the vendors into one place, so that it's easier to walk around and talk to a bunch of them without having to walk the show floor. There's a few of those every year at CES. And Father Robert said, like, I can't walk 50 feet. He said that. I was like, where's the nearest one? And he pointed. And Roger and Sarah, in the name of science, went off to investigate it. And they came back and they're like, I don't know.
Is it
how many feet was
are they further apart if they're 50-foot sex toys, though? How far do you have to walk to see a 50-foot sex toy?
That would be a total of 150 feet.
Wow, there's three of them right there.
Right all next to each other.
So, all right, well, that is something I did at least want to clear the air on. But I did want to know. So every time you go, and if we have the opportunity to have you on during a week where you're at CES, I always like to ask what your big thing was. Before I ask you that, though, and like the thing that really jumped out at you and you think is significant, I noticed this one thing, and I just want to get your take on it. Samsung's introducing or talking about, this is going to shock everybody, but Samsung showed off some TVs this year, as among many products. They have lots of stuff, but the Samsung TV in particular that I saw was the one that they were touting as an answer to how people use their phones now. So basically, this TV will rotate. It's 16:9 normally, but
with a click
Zero. Yes, that's the name, and it will rotate to be portrait anytime you want. So I guess you can watch your TikToks there or whatever you're going to do. What is your take on that as a thing? Do you ever see yourself in the living room hitting a button on your remote going, man, I sure wish this was in portrait mode, and turning
Well,
your
when they
TV?
showed it off at CES last year,
Oh.
my take was, this is a nifty concept. I wonder if they'll ever sell it.
Yeah.
They did start selling it in South Korea this past year in 2019. And it does seem to be kind of a gimmick object, right? It's not for the general everyday TV viewer. It's for somebody who wants to have kind of a fashion statement, almost a style statement. And they did announce that the Zero will now be coming to markets worldwide. I don't think they gave any dates or exact markets. But yeah, this is like Samsung also has the frame TVs, where they have like a nice border around so that it looks like a picture, looks like a piece of art on your wall. You can even subscribe to curated art from Samsung for $4.99 a month that will show up on your Samsung when you're not watching TV. And they've added new colors to the frame border that you can get from. So Samsung likes to do these kind of artsy things. It's just a style situation. And I guess if you're like really into Instagram, Snapchat, or whatever, you might love to be able to watch your portrait videos up on a big TV like that.
You know, if it allowed you to split the screen horizontally and have two different programs on the top and bottom, then I could see, you know. But again, I don't. You wouldn't be able to listen to both of them at the same time, or you could, but it would kind of suck.
Yeah.
But it'd be like a new iteration of picture in picture. So it's like,
I mean,
she
Samsung
wants to
has
watch Real
picture-in-picture
Housewives. I
on
want to
there.
watch
Yeah.
The Expanse. Maybe Bluetooth headphones. The bottom half goes to my headphones.
Well,
the
and
top half goes to hers.
interesting that you mentioned that. Bluetooth SIG announced the new Bluetooth spec, which doesn't do what you're talking about, but it can broadcast audio to multiple people.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's cool.
So the new spec, which will come later this year, let's say you were in a theater and you had a hearing aid, you could go into the theater and tap into a Bluetooth stream of the audio from the movie into your hearing aid. Other people could choose headphones, and you can broadcast that audio by Bluetooth to the entire audience if you need.
Wow, that's that's more like Wi-Fi, like, isn't it? Like in a way, because it's like
I mean, yeah, because it's broadcasting audio rather than point to point. That's also gonna there's some of that same technology in the Bluetooth SIG spec is gonna make it so that they can send audio to each of your pods if you have wireless earbuds, so that the pods don't have to talk to each other the way that they do now. For instance, Apple has their own proprietary way to keep them talking to the phone directly rather than having to talk to each other, but it's going to be in the Bluetooth spec next.
So you're saying that I could go to a movie theater sometime in the future and put in Bluetooth earbuds, hear the movie, and block out the sound of the idiots around me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to promise you the idiot part. But you could. But there's hope.
I love that idea. If there was just something that would automatically make the person who pulls their phone out during the climax of the movie automatically vaporize into a puff of smoke.
I don't know if I'm just unaware, but I never run into those people.
Yeah,
Like,
they're all in Colorado.
What I'll do is I'll start taking pictures of them during the film.
Yeah, please.
I'll pull out my phone and take pictures.
Walk over with the flash. Excuse me, may I take a picture of you?
I know you're being loud.
I wanted to get your consent.
Yeah, I need a photo of how loud you've been. Well, all right. So those are fun and interesting, but I want to know what Tom Merritt thought was the big deal at CES this year, or the thing that caught you the most. What did you jive on?
No, I mean, I tell you what. This is a little bit of a cop-out answer, but I saw more interesting things than usual this year, and I heard that from a lot of people. Like, is this show better this year? Are you finding more stuff? And I attribute that to the Internet of Things finally starting to come to fruition. You can make fun of all of the smart toothbrushes and stuff like that, but there really are a lot of like offline smart locks or hubless lights, switches that don't need like complicated installation and can set up easier. So we really were seeing more practical stuff that is shipping this year than I think usual. And I expect that to be true next year as well. I think the smart home stuff here has really taken me. Not any one particular smart home item comes to mind, but there's just a ton of these sorts of locks and things that are appearing to be easier for people to access, and more than just the geeks. I think maybe stop them. That's one trend I'm noticing. A lot of sleep tracking stuff here. I was just writing up an article for DTNS today about Linksys router that has something called a wellness pod you can add. It's a mesh Wi-Fi router, and if you add that pod, it can track your breathing and your sleeping.
Wow.
So that it can tell if you've got issues. It can help identify like sleep apnea and that sort of thing. And it can do motion detection, which it already could do on top of that, as well as detect falls, which is, good if you're getting older. So yeah, there's a lot of that kind of health and wellness stuff showing up as well. The one thing that I loved, and I've seen it twice now, and I still love it, was a very simple thing. It's an automatic matcha tea maker.
Ooh.
So it's green tea, but you don't need pods. You don't need special stuff. It takes good old fashioned leafy green tea. You buy the matcha, put it in there, and it pulverizes it, turns it into a powder, and brews like a perfectly fresh and quite delicious. I've had it twice now. Green tea.
That is my jam. I love matcha tea. Now you got me.
It's from
excited.
Kuzen.
Kuzen?
Yeah.
Kuzen. Is that a C or a K?
It's a C. Kuzen matcha. Cuzen.
All right.
$290 for pre-order now.
Oh, look at that. Yep, there it is. Oh. Okay. Well, now you got me. Now CES is super relevant
because of green tea.
Yeah, that's all it took. All right. Well, there's a DTNS today. I know you're traveling. Are you? What's the plan? Are you going to be on today?
Yeah. Or? So the past 2 days we've been in the Central Hall recapping all the shows. So if you haven't been keeping up on CES, it'll take you just about an hour to listen to the past 2 episodes, maybe hour and 10, and we'll give you everything that has happened to CES through 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon yesterday. Today we're doing a more normal show. There's a little less news because all the pressers are done for CES, but we will be doing it from the CES show floor, and I'm going to have Bill Detweiler and Shannon Morse on. Bill Detweiler's from Tech Republic, of course, Shannon Morse from Morse Code and Threatwire, and they're going to talk about some of the things that they've seen on the show floor that caught their eye.
Nice. I wonder how many feet apart they saw the sex toys, because I want them to compare.
Yeah, well, maybe we can gauge it and kind of narrow it. Maybe it's more like 47.5.
Oh, man, getting real granular there with the sightings. All right, well, that's excellent news. As always, I think the best coverage of CES, and it was just great watching you guys from afar. Videos and stuff looked fun. Seeing a bunch of people come together like Allison Sheridan and Father Robert and all these other guys all in one photo. It was just great. Good to see Ayaz and all that. So I hope you guys had a blast. It sounds like it was pretty fun.
And thanks to our patrons who made it possible for us to travel here and do this. So that'll be my shout out today. Patreon.com/DTNS.
Very nice. Tom Merritt, everybody. Ace Detect on Twitter. Take it easy. We'll see you soon. Bye.
See you, Tom.
All right, Brian.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm ready for recommendals.
You think? Are we good for recommendal time? Okay.
Yeah, I think we are. Oh, Nicole's not online though, but that's okay. We'll give it a shot, see what happens, and see if we can.
Have the gray rings of ringage.
Yeah, the gray rings of ringage. Let's see. I'll just tell
Oh,
her.
there she is. She just said in chat, crap.
Oh. She forgot to log in. Mark! You can blame Mark. It's fine.
Yeah.
I love how many people know that reference. Just the yelling of Mark.
Yes.
That's great. We have our own memes here, Brian, and
we do.
And they're small, and they we keep them to ourselves, but they're good stuff. They're good stuff.
I'm a sucker for a good meme.
Me too. Know your meme. All right. Well, we'll try her now and see what happens. By the way, the hotel Wi-Fi at the where Tom was excellent. That was very
great.
Good.
Yeah.
Not used to that.
Because it wasn't a strip hotel.
Yeah.
Probably.
Is that common? Like if you go to one of the things closer to the convention center or whatever, you're going to get a better connection because you're not having to deal with like hundreds of drunk people or whatever, right?
Right. Well, you're also not. Those hotels aren't going to be as filled and packed to the gills with people all trying to stream on the same Wi-Fi.
Yeah, see, I would think it would be worse given that it's CES, but maybe
not.
Maybe not.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, this would be the time that those people would be in those hotels.
Yeah, very
but
weird.
I just know from our experience here on TMS that me trying to live stream live streamer or be on the show from a strip hotel can kind of suck.
Yeah, it's not been great in the past, but
no.
It's fine. While we wait for her, we are so we're getting closer to all of us heading out to Vegas.
We are.
Again, this is it's a bit of a TMS Vegas light in that the meetups and stuff are a little more loose, but we're planning Thursday and Saturday still.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what else we can tell people about that except
I can tell people that I've been working on talking to a couple of strip hotels. I've not been able to get the kind of deals that we've been able to get downtown for like room blocks, which is a bummer because we want to make it as cheap as possible. But we'd also, we got a chance to mix it up and do something on the strip this time around.
Sure.
So
the deal you got is insane. And if you hunt around, you can find some deals. Like Kim thinks she's found something good at the Luxor. She hasn't told me how much yet or any of that, but the Luxor seems like a good option.
And if we're all in that area, like Excalibur, Luxor, Tropicana, New York,
right,
MGM Grand, then I think that's probably fine for this year.
Yeah, we're all in the backyard right there. Oh, I heard a beep.
Yeah.
I heard a noise.
Beep, beep,
oh,
beep.
She's saying beep. She's saying meep. Check it out. Nicole is here for Recommendals, and we missed you horribly. We haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. How are you?
It feels like a long time.
Yeah, it has been.
Has it been like a month?
I think it's been since before. Well, it was before Christmas for sure.
Yeah, because I was Christmas shopping that one day, and I was like, "Oh no, I missed the show."
And then we've had 2 major holidays on Wednesdays in the last couple of weeks. So.
Yeah. We missed having you here. It's been a weird Nicole-free zone. But how's your 2020 so far?
I'm sure somebody enjoyed it.
Oh, someone did. Someone always enjoys something, but they're weird. We don't like them.
Exactly.
Your New Year's okay so far? You're good?
Yeah. I'm just a little. Are you off? I'm off.
Oh, I'm way off. I'm like hibernating and grumpy. Mm-hmm. Today I'm in a great mood, but usually, last night, I sat down at 6:00 in the evening on the couch, and then I just cuddled with the dog for an hour and a half because I just don't want to go outside. It's snowing and it's gray. It was fantastic.
Rusty in the chat room goes, "You think it's been a while since you've seen, or you should see the Gaps in Ladies Elite podcast." Oh my God!
There's a new one though. I heard you put a new one up.
I did. I released it a month after we recorded it.
Oh my gosh!
Oh wow! Pod fading.
Wow.
I got so overwhelmed yesterday that it was the kind of overwhelm that you just kind of stop, and I did nothing. I'm like,
I get that.
I'm just gonna go play a video game.
No,
that's what I did.
Dude,
I was just so
I'm with
overwhelmed
you.
by
I'm with you.
everything.
And every year January is like this for me, and I always try to complain my way out of it and say, I don't understand why I'm so tired. I don't understand why I don't want to do this or I don't want to do that. And Kim's like, you know what? Sometimes it's fine. The holidays are over. It's a new year. It's freaking cold. It's gray. It's kind of nasty. There's rumblings of war in the air. Maybe just sleep with the dog for an hour and a half on the couch. It's okay.
Yeah, sometimes you just need to, chill, and it's okay.
Yeah.
So
that's what I say.
The thing with Ladies Elite that's interesting, Kim moved out into the country.
Oh, right. She has weird
and
internet.
She has the worst internet. And we tried to record, but she has a 10-second delay.
Oh no.
On everything that we say.
Oh no.
So we have to coordinate her going to her friends and all that. And yeah, it's been interesting.
10-second delay. She just doesn't have options out there where she is?
It's satellite. Satellite internet is awful.
Yeah, it's really bad.
On the upload, especially.
Yeah, satellite is in a pinch. You're like, I've got to get to a website and check my email. It's fine.
Right.
But if you're trying to do any media, anything, you're screwed. It's bad. Yeah. Well,
I had it once, and I was working from home, and I couldn't do any kind of calls or demos. I had to sit out in my car in the parking lot and steal internet from Barnes and Nobles.
You're the one that's closing all the stores. It's because of Nicole.
That's right. Killing bookstores left and right.
We have
so I totally feel for her.
We have a Barnes and Noble downtown in the Gateway that is this huge Barnes and Noble, and it just closed. And that somebody bought it and turned it into the coolest bar. It is so rad. Really? Yeah, imagine a big Barnes & Noble with the multi-floors and everything. Imagine that being turned into a giant bar. It's really
That's cool. It's way better than Spirit Halloween swooping in and taking it over.
Yes. I was just going to say, I hate those temporary holiday stores. They're the worst.
Yeah.
So when I lived just outside of DC for a few years, we used to go to a bar called Decades. And it was a dance club and bar, and each level was a different decade. So you had the 70s floor, the 80s floor.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was kind of neat.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's still around, but yeah.
I like that kind
By
of
the
stuff.
way, you know, I may have said what I said earlier, but nobody caught that Nicole just said each floor had a different dick.
Oh,
decade.
Did she say that? I mean,
Decade?
Yeah.
Decade?
Decade.
Decade.
Yeah.
every floor had a different dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, earlier Brian said something about the female anatomy, and so he was looking for a good get you back, and I think he may have.
I needed somebody else to commiserate with on the accidental body part.
I'm getting made fun of in the chat because of my bar knowledge. I love bars. I just don't drink. It's okay. I'm old enough to go to a bar. I'm a big boy. I just don't drink. It's okay. And that one
right there
downtown
with
is
you.
cool. We're gonna do like a local meetup there, I think, because it's neat. I want to.
So
cool.
Yeah.
You'll both laugh at this. Someone at my son's school asked me if I would be the spelling bee, I guess, person that pronounces the words for the kids, and I just start laughing. Like, you don't want
That's
me
hilarious.
to
Like celebrity, they include celebrity names in there as well. So
just any. I always mispronounce. It's not just celebrity names; it's words in general.
Man, I want to see this. I would pay
Your
money.
word is Dermot McRolney. Used in a sentence, Dermot McRolney is the name of an actor.
I want so bad to watch this. Can't you just live stream this or do it? You should do it.
No, I just start laughing. Like, you do not want me pronouncing words for these kids.
Oh man,
It would be terrible.
Could you do this word? I'm gonna play it.
Imponderabilia.
Can you do that?
What? Imponderabilia? Imponderabilia.
This
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Imponderabilia.
Oh, you are the
I'm
perfect,
terrible.
you're
I
perfect for
don't
the
know.
job.
Yeah, you're
My
perfect.
brain is, maybe I ate paint chips as a kid. I don't
No.
know.
Well, don't worry about
Who
it.
among us didn't?
That's true. Well, maybe one of today's recommendals will blow those paint chips out of your brain. We're gonna do recommendals where we talk about streaming stuff we've seen recently on services of various types, and whether or not we like them or we recommend them for people to check out and listen to. For some reason, Skype died. Hold on, Brian. I don't see you.
Oh, I still see and hear you. Well, I don't hear you on there, but I still see you on there.
Yeah, it just closed on this side, which makes no
Gotcha.
sense. Okay, I think you're.
Tice tomato. Back in my day, the paint chips had lead. So does your Corel dishes, by the way.
That's true. Here's another word to try.
Oniric.
Can you say that one?
Oniric?
Oh, you got it. Nailed it. Well
Well,
done.
I mean, you are playing the word for me.
Oh, that's true.
But
All right.
if you
Yeah, if we
like
just type
typed
the
it in
word
the chat,
All right. How about
that
this?
would be a little...
How about this word? I just put it in our Discord. Can you say that one?
Obacular?
Now I'm gonna play it. Let's see.
Orbicular.
Orbicular is the
Orbicular.
correct.
I'd say at this, I think we're done with recommendals. I think we switched to doing this. We type words and have Nicole say them.
Stop! No, it's terrible.
Let me just say, you were the best sport. You're the best.
Orbicular.
You're the best sport about this. So don't go
sure.
changing. All right.
It's all right. I'm laughing. You're making me cry. Stop.
Sorry, I don't want to make you cry. All right, let's get into it. So, Brian, you'll begin as usual. Do you have a setup for your clip for the?
I
mystery?
do. I'll tell you that Nicole will have no problem pronouncing the name of this show because it's a letter of the alphabet.
Oh, well, all right then. On that note, here it is.
Well, hello there. Who are you? Based on your vibe, student. Your blouse is loose. You're not here to be ogled, but those bracelets, they jangle. You like a little attention. Okay, I bite. You search the books, fiction, F through K. Now, you're not the standard insecure nymph hunting for Faulkner you'll never finish. Too sun-kissed for Stephen King. Who will you buy?
Sorry.
You sound apologetic, like you're embarrassed to be a good girl, and you murmur your first word to me.
Hello. Do you work here?
I have no idea what that
Is this you?
It is you, yes.
Oh God!
No, it's the new season of The Bachelor on ABC.
Creepy. Oh my God! I want to just punch him in the face.
I don't know what it is.
Yes.
Tell me what this
All
is.
right, so
He's
it
kind of a
is
stalker, right?
not just kind of a stalker. I mean, he latches on to this woman that comes into his bookstore and then hacks into her social media, spies on her in her house, controls things in her life that she's unaware of, and becomes the worst possible boyfriend that you could think of.
Wow.
It's 2 seasons. It's 2 seasons on Netflix. Started out, the first season was on Lifetime, and then it moved to Netflix for the second season and is exclusively on Netflix going forward. There's a third season that I think they've announced, but
Isn't there like a twist? Have you finished it? I thought
I
there
have.
was like a. Is there a twist?
there is a twist.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last thing I want
to
to do is watch a stalker guy stalking.
Well, he does that throughout both seasons.
But I want to see. I want to see him get his.
Yes. Okay. And you do. So it's the best comparison that I can give you on this is that it's very Dexter. It's like Dexter light. Even down the narration, Dexter did great narration. Michael C. Hall did great narration for the show. For Dexter, talking about, oh, my dark passenger feels the need to kill someone tonight. So who will it be? But it's not as it's some stuff that happens is very dramatic and very shocking, but it's not as shocking, certainly not as gory or as freaky as what happens in Dexter. The second season introduces a woman from The Haunting of Hill House.
Oh,
she was great on that, and her name
it's right here
is
awesome.
Victoria Pedretti.
She's great. I like her.
She is great, and she's great in this as well. A very very believable character. It's good. It's if you miss Dexter, this is probably a good stopgap for now, but it's don't expect the same level of acting and drama that you got in Dexter, but it is very fascinating. What's also fascinating is how sometimes you find yourself rooting for Joe, the main character, this creepy stalker guy, and then sometimes you think he's the worst person in the world. And it's great when you've got a character like that takes you back and forth, kind of like Walter White in Breaking Bad. Sometimes you're rooting for him, sometimes you are wanting him to get caught and pay for what he's done.
Interesting. I had never heard of this. And when you said Lifetime, you said?
Lifetime is where it premiered on Lifetime, the first season.
In my head, I heard the other channel.
Hallmark.
Yeah. And I thought, how is this even possible? And it has any edge to it at all. But now that you've clarified, my brain has washed away what I was thinking, it's good.
Oh, hello. I haven't seen you here in the North Pole before. Oh, wow, you're carrying around those presents differently than all the other elves. You like to be showy, but your bells don't jingle as much as everybody else's.
That's awesome.
So does he do that every episode? I don't have to listen to that guy's internal monologue all the time, do I? Or do I?
He does narrate through all the episodes, but that first one is the one that sets up the show. That is basically what I played for you is the first 45 seconds of season 1, episode 1. So he kind of sets up the show with that. But there is narration that happens throughout, and it's not nearly as creepy and like that. I think this I think is a fun. Tina started watching this, and I think we have more fun watching it together than I did watching the first season or the first couple episodes myself. So I would recommend if you're going to watch it, pull Mark into it, pull Kim into it, and see what you think.
All right.
We can barely get through The Expanse together.
I love The Expanse.
How far are you in The Expanse?
I don't even. I think we're on third season.
Okay, I'm right there with you. I'm in the middle of third season as well.
Yeah, it's a slow slog.
The third season does slow down a little, but it is apparently
not because of the show though. It's hard for him and I to sync up
to
after
find
putting
time,
the kids down.
especially with kids. Yeah.
No, I have the same problem. Kim and I watched the first episode of The Witcher, and we're dying to watch the rest, and we keep saying it'll only be with each other, and we just can't do it.
Yeah.
This is an weird adult problem I didn't expect to have. And I know that, in your case, your kids are still little, so I think you even have a better excuse than I do. I don't know what my excuse is. Like,
right.
I know I can find time. I know we can figure it out. We just haven't done it, and it's annoying. And instead, I'll walk in there, and she's watching, like, some PBS freaking Poldark freaking drama romance bullcrap, and I'm like, all right, I can't.
Mark is hooked on Star Trek right now. Like,
which one?
He's on Deep Space Nine. He finished Next Gen, and now he's on Deep Space Nine. He's trying to watch every season, every episode before Picard. I'm like, you're not going to be able to do that.
He's not going to make it. He's got a lot of Voyager.
Nor do I think it's necessary.
Yeah, and so he's kind of, but he is getting through it all. And the Andrew Allen Smooth Federation.
Smooth Federation, yeah.
So I kickstarted that years. How many years?
This is a long time
5,
ago.
6, 7.
7 years
2012.
ago.
And Mark wasn't into Star Trek, so he was like, "Why did you do that?" I'm like, "Because it's cool, and this is my friend." And so now he listens to it every single day.
Wow.
It's probably really good background music in the shop. It's
yeah,
that's great.
Yep.
He loves it. He's the nerdiest woodworker I know, and I love it. I love that about him.
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, I'm all for. I had a similar plan. I was like, I'm gonna just watch all of TNG before Picard, at least, so I can just get all the Picard I can stand. And I didn't do it. So hats off to him for getting through all that and moving into DS9.
No
So is this his first time in DS9
Yes.
or TNG? Oh
Yes.
my gosh, how fun. How
He's a new
fun.
Trekkie.
That's cool.
He listens
DS9 is
to-
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's brand new to the Trek world. And I was like, because I watched it growing up, and I watched a lot of Next Gen growing up.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you really never seen any of these? And he's like, no.
I would. I'm jealous of this. I would love to be first time in it again. That's awesome.
He listens to This Week in Trek all the time, and it opened up a whole new world for him.
Oh man, if he can listen to Daryl every week, he is way in. Just kidding, Daryl. I don't know if you'll hear this. All right, here's my clip. This is. I don't know if you'll figure it out, but I've actually been holding it since we saw you last, Nicole. I've been holding this.
Oh,
holding it.
Yeah, because I didn't want to just throw it away, and I this movie really imprinted on me.
Oh,
and so I'm gonna share it. I assume it's still streaming. I actually haven't checked to make sure it's still up there, but here it is. See if you can figure it out.
Is this
Come on,
Hereditary
Peter.
or
Let's just do it.
It's heartening to see so many strange new faces here today. I know my mom would be very touched and probably a little suspicious. My mother was a very secretive and private woman. It's Grandma. You know you were her favorite, right? Even when you were a little baby, she wouldn't let me feed you because she needed to feed you.
All right. Nicole said it.
I
right?
think
I
Nicole
did.
said it, yeah.
Just by the music alone, I knew what it was.
Yeah, it's.
She said hereditary.
Hereditary or
Hereditary. It's hereditary. It's hereditary now. I'm not saying right. Hereditary.
Was that Toni Collette?
That was Toni
Yes, it
Collette.
was.
And
Fresh from her Knives Out.
You want to know what's crazy? I have not watched this movie yet.
Oh, I think
because
you.
it's so freaky, and I'm like, I have to like be in the right mindset for just.
You're not wrong.
It's really scary.
You're not
and
wrong. It is
weird.
very scary. It's very dissettling. It's very unsettling. I don't even know.
Unsettling.
Unsettling. I don't have the words for it. It's really freaked me out.
You're in any position to correct.
It's very, very much that though. And if you if you're out there going, man, there hasn't been some good horror in a while, this is absolutely going to fit the bill. You've probably already seen it if you're that person. It's genuinely freaky.
Ooh, and Dowd is in this.
Yeah.
It's the same guy who did the Midsomnar or whatever.
It's pronounced Midsummer, but it's the Sommer, however you spell it.
I'm looking at it going, Somnar.
It's the weird Swedish like life festival movie, which I haven't seen yet, but I'm gonna.
I don't want to see that one either. I just read the Wikipedia. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, this probably is not going to be for you. Like the minute when I was watching it, I kept thinking of the friends I have that don't like really freaky horror movies. You and Veronica and a few others, and you just would not like this. But It was so well done and such a. It felt like a fresh take on more of the haunty sort of stuff that you get in a lot of movies, because I don't think those are very good generally. Haunted house stuff they don't have enough rules. Brian and I have talked about this. I don't like the rules in haunted house movies. This thing had rules, and also what's his name from In Treatment and Miller's Crossing, and
Gabriel Byrne.
Gabriel Byrne's in it. He's great as ever. Toni Collette is never bad. The kids in this thing are amazing. The people who play the kids. There is the most heart-wrenching thing that happens. I'm not going to give it away. That happens in it that is so devastating, but not from it's not gory. It's not like, well, it's a little bit at the end, but it's not super gory. It's not one of those kind of movies. It's this discordant, freaky. The music is like this climbing up your spine. I barely call it music. It's just discordant sound. And everything just feels wrong. You walk into a room and it's like, oh, things feel wrong here. And then I found out it was filmed in Park City and then down in the valley. And I thought, wow, that's cool. Local Utah production. And now I don't want to go up the canyon because, my gosh, it is so scary, you guys. It really got under my skin.
Like it is still streaming on Prime, Amazon Prime.
It's on Amazon.
That's where I got it, was Prime. And cannot recommend it enough if you like a scary movie.
Ready for it.
Yes. You know what? This movie actually made Get Out, which I finally watched, seem way less scary than I was expecting it to be, because this movie really imprinted on me. It just really was like, oh, you think you've seen scary movies, have you? How about Hereditary? How about that? How's that feel?
Sorry.
And I know I'm now doing it like you. But I walked away from that just going, geez Louise, what did I just see? And it's incredibly effective. If you like that stuff, you should see it.
If you're wondering what it is about, this is the synopsis. It's when Ellen, the matriarch of the Graham family, passes away, her daughter and grandchildren begin to unravel cryptic and increasingly terrifying secrets about their ancestry.
Yeah.
Trying to outrun their sinister fate.
That's a good way to describe it without giving too much away, because in the end it's really, there's a lot more going on. And like Brian mentioned, Ann Dowd's in this.
I'm just going to read the Wikipedia.
She's so good. Brian, Ann Dowd is amazing in this.
Great. Yeah, Handmaid's Tale. She's Lydia.
Yeah, she was in The Leftovers. She was fantastic
Leftovers,
in that.
Right.
She won an Oscar last year. Or, an Emmy for Handmaid's Tale, right? For Aunt Lydia?
I think so.
And deservedly so. And she's really good in this. And she's not what you think she is at all. And my gosh, this thing goes places. So, yeah, if you want to be really unsettled, I think Hereditary is the movie for you. There's my recommendation. Brian, tell me what you've got. Or no, Nicole, it's your turn. Sorry.
I've already done. I've done what I've done.
It's been a while. I got to get back to the thing.
Let's start over. Round the horn one more time.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put my clip. It's a trailer.
Okay, I'm scrolling
in the
down.
chat.
There we go. I won't see it.
Okay.
I'm glad she said clip, Brian, and not what you said earlier. Which, here, I think I have a clip of it.
He's looking for clip.
Okay, there we go. All right, here we go. I'm going to hit play on this and not look at it. All right, here we go.
I'm just obsessed with Christmas, and I love the script, and I was like, I'm in, having absolutely no idea what we were about to find out.
I wrote Ghostbusters. The concept was kind of a brand new idea.
I remember I read the script for Dirty Dancing. So the rough cut's done. He looks over at my bosses and says, burn the negative and collect the insurance. Oh no.
Why did we waste our money on this?
A lot of the actors read the script and they go, this guy's like a wimp. All the hero of this movie does is try to hide and get help.
We'd run out of students.
Oh, I know what it is. It's that the Toys That Made Us people did the
movies that made us.
The movies that made us on Netflix.
Still haven't seen it.
I watched two of these over the holiday. So the Dirty Dancing one, I adored.
Mm-hmm. That was really good. Yeah.
I had no idea Billy Zane was going to be Patrick Swayze's character.
Right.
That would have been horrible.
And Sarah Jessica Parker.
Oh, it just would have been horrible.
It would have been, yeah.
Billy Zane.
And
that's crazy.
Billy Zane and Sarah Jessica Parker were the two. And they actually have clips of all four of them dancing together and like swapping out because they didn't know.
Right. Trying to figure out the chemistry, who had the best chemistry between all of them.
So
and the two people who hated each other the most.
Yeah.
How much do you get out of Dan Aykroyd because I love him and I love when he talks about things.
The Ghostbuster one was okay. It kind of was a little boring. I mean, compared to the Dirty Dancing one. I did watch the Die Hard one, which was really interesting to kind of
Those are
get
the two I watched: Dirty Dancing and Die Hard. I haven't watched the other
back
two yet.
history. I haven't watched Home Alone yet. But I really like the inside look, the deep dive into these movies. And it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
See, if you'd have said which would I find more boring on the surface, and you said one about Dirty Dancing and one about Ghostbusters, I would have said Dirty Dancing's the boring one, and
for sure
Ghostbusters would be the exciting one. And I'm a little surprised it's flipped.
Maybe I knew too much about Ghostbusters. I don't know. I mean, it was interesting to hear that the Ghostbusters were supposed to be Jim Belushi, Eddie Murphy, and who was the Dan Aykroyd. I think those were the Bill Murray took Jim Belushi's role because he died.
Yeah.
So
plus you could totally see
John Belushi.
John Belushi. Yeah.
That's why not Jim Belushi.
Yeah, Jim's still here.
Don't kill Jim Belushi.
Jim's still here. But no, like he that's funny because Bill Murray's affectation of John Belushi. I mean, his acting in that feels very John Belushi. Like it's kind of a John Belushi kind of role.
But I believe I want to say I remember them because I was falling asleep a little bit when I was watching it, and I want to say that they when they made Slimer, they thought of John Belushi in Animal House. That's how that character.
Okay, the whole food fight. I'm a zit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Dan Aykroyd talk at all about why Ghostbusters 2 is a heaping pile of shit?
I met someone. I have a friend who that is her favorite.
Oh, she's wrong.
I'm like, what?
She's wrong.
Like, really?
Please introduce me to that person at some point.
It's okay to be wrong, you know?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Well, everybody's different. Everybody has, meaning.
Rainbow Bright says it's her favorite too. We're in trouble. Anyway.
Her favorite of the Ghostbusters films or her favorite movie of all time?
Yeah. I'm sure the Ghostbuster films.
Okay.
Of the two.
Yeah.
I mean, Peter McNichol is awfully charming in that, with the drippings with goo.
Yeah. But the drippings of goo.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate that
my
movie.
drippings with goo.
It really bummed me out. You know what? Didn't bum me out as much as I didn't like the new one either. So I have high hopes for this new thing in 2020. This
it's got a good pedigree.
Yeah, I think they.
Plus, Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah, I got that Finn Wolfhard. He looks like a bird. He's here again. Get ready, everybody! Bird Boy back in the limelight. It's good stuff.
So I hope they do more of them because I really like how they dissect the movie and kind of interview all the actors and stuff.
Plus, it was good to have a few movies in here that I connect with because the whole recent season of Toys That Made Us were 4 toys that I never gave a crap about. Yeah. Never collected Transformers. What was it? Wrestling toys, Power Rangers, and My Little Pony, I think were the 4.
I mean, outside of Transformers, I'm same. I love Transformers, so I was all into that. But the other stuff I didn't do at all.
It was all about the GoBots. Just kidding.
Brian was always... No, you were Micronauting it up, man.
I was Micronauts. Yeah, I was doing the Micronauts.
He was trying to make those freaking air tubes work in your house.
Not the micro machines, Nicole. Different thing.
The guy that does the ad, he talks a mile a minute.
Yeah.
Michael Winslow?
Yeah, I don't know what his name is.
No, it was the FedEx guy.
The FedEx guy, yeah. But I like that her impression of him is.
He talks so fast, he barely. That's my interpretation of an auctioneer.
I don't mind. Chavron's having an argument about GoBots. I don't think GoBots are that bad. I just think that they're just rip-off Transformers. So as long as you accept that, it's fine. They're fine.
Yeah.
Go play with your rip-off Transformers.
Yeah,
it's not a problem. All right. Well, these things all are on streaming services, as we mentioned.
The last 2 were first was Amazon. Brian and I are on Netflix.
Yeah. Right? Yes.
Yes.
And so then what you're going to want to do is follow Nicole at Nicole Spag on Twitter because she's going to reiterate that in a Twitter form. And then you'll be able to sort of track it and go find the stuff. Nicole, it's great having you back in 2020. Hope you have a fantastic year. And can't wait to see you next time. Bye, Nicole.
Bye.
Bye, Nicole.
Oh, my gosh. All right. We've done it, Brian. We've done it.
Yeah.
We completed another TMS as promised, and I hope people enjoyed it. If you did, consider being among the many who support us financially at patreon.com/TMS. It's how we keep the show afloat, and I say that with all literalness. Like, you pay the bills, and we really, really need it to make it happen, and we're super cheap about it. You can get in for real low, and we're dumb the way we set things up. So take advantage of us at patreon.com/TMS. Do it today. You want bonus content? Good, because we put that out every day. You get a big chunk of bonus stuff you won't get any other way unless you're a patron. Well, or if you're watching live, I guess you're getting that stuff. Anyway, frogpants.com/TMS for anything else you want to contact us. You're looking for our phone numbers, our voicemail, our Twitter accounts. It's all there at frogpants.com/TMS. Brian will now regale us with a song. What do you have?
A song. Gwen Gunn, tea purveyor from the Phoenix Pearl Tea Shop, sent in a request. Hey, Scoot and Boogie, I have a request for whenever. Dan Stricagnoli. I don't know if you pronounce the GN as a ny or as a gn. Let's say Dan Stricagnoli. I have him listed as Luca, by the way. This dude does badass, crazy acoustic covers. I can't get enough of his stuff. This song is a medley of some of the Prodigy's best songs and translates really well. May I suggest the listeners grab some headphones right about now? Love, Gwen. Yeah, this is great. This guy is amazing as far as a guitarist. I want to say he had a video a while back where he played several different parts on a song, all on different parts of the guitar. Anyway,
is he one of those guys that like whacking it and tapping the guitar and stuff? I love that. That's so cool.
So good. Luca Strignoli, Luca Strignoli is what I've listed as the single that he released in 2018 is indeed a medley of a bunch of Prodigy songs. It's great, and it's called The Prodigy. Here is Luca Strignoli.
Nice. Those names are hard. That'll do it.
Hard.
Thank you guys for being here. We'll be back tomorrow. Oh, I didn't mention this. My doctor's appointment may get moved up, and if it does, it may ding. I don't know yet.
Okay.
I don't know yet.
Just keep me posted.
I'll keep you posted. I'll keep the chat. You guys will let you know on Twitter or whatever, but if my doctor's appointment gets bumped, I have to do that blood test in the morning, and I don't know when that is yet. So I'll let you know. Otherwise, it's supposed to be in the afternoon, and everything should be fine.
And then it's all Oreos all day long after that.
If it comes back like well below where it needs to be, I at the very least can sort of eat a little more normal. I can right. I can have dessert once a week. I can maybe have.
You're on this thing where you're not really craving sugar though, right?
No, I'm not. But
so living that life, man.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But I guess I can be less. I don't have to worry that that pizza wasn't cauliflower crust.
That's
true.
No. Yeah.
I can actually just quit worrying so much and keep going down the good path. So we'll see.
Damn, now you're making me hungry for a mod pizza cauliflower crust.
Maybe we'll have to do that today.
I think I might.
I might too. I got to sort of fast from tonight till tomorrow's appointment, whenever it is. I don't get to eat, so maybe I'll eat something big today, like a pizza.
Another benefit for it to get moved up to earlier, right?
This is all true. So I'll let you guys know what's happening, if there's a show tomorrow or not. But one way or the other, thank you all for listening. Thank you for being here. Here's that song now that Brian mentioned that you've all forgotten, but now listen anyway, because I talk too much. That's going to do it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Father, one day I will tear you to pieces.
Jeez Louise.
Wow.
Yeah.
Said so calmly too.
Yeah.
Oh, one day.
You know what it is? So that thing is it's the story mode in Tekken 7, which, as you may